Hi everyone, and welcome to this session sort of preparing you for higher education. We are from the University of Stirling Student Recruitment and WP team. We'll go around and introduce ourselves and then answer your questions as we go today. And also congratulations on receiving your offer to join us as well. Hopefully this session answers your questions, but we will leave our contact details if you would like to get in touch with anything else after today. My name is Amy Shimon. I am one of the student recruitment officers here in the team. And I'll pass over to my colleague, Alana.
Hi everyone, so just echoing what Amy said, congratulations on your offer. My name's Alana Hall and I am also one of the student recruitment officers here at the University of Stirling.
Hi, I'm Greg. I am currently a fourth year student at the University of Stirling, and I also came through a swap access to humanities course at Glasgow Kelvin, and well done on getting an offer.
So the first question is about having a few weeks left on your swap programme at the moment. You've accepted your offer and made Stirling your firm choice. So you want to know what's happening now and what happens next. So the most important thing is that you've responded to your offer by the main deadline. And the reassuring thing to know at this point is that there's not too much that you need to do. It is worth looking at your SAS application at this stage because that is open now and it is open till the 30th of June. It is always worth applying for SAS as early as possible. They do have the guarantee date at the end of June, but it is worth getting that in just in case they require any additional documents or they require any additional forms to be completed. If you are thinking of moving to the university and living in university managed accommodation, our accommodation guarantee deadline is the 30th of June as well. So we would recommend applying for accommodation as soon as possible too, if you've already accepted your offer and you are looking to move into university managed accommodation. Obviously, we wish you the best of luck with sort of completing up with your graded profile and the rest of your swap course. But the main things for you to think about at the moment are probably SAS and accommodation if applicable, and obviously thinking about enjoying your summer before you're starting your course too. There are different modules that you can complete over the summer as part of our Stirling Essentials sort of preparation module, but that doesn't need to be sort of thought about until you're closer to enrolment. So at this stage, you can just celebrate your achievement and get some of that admin out of the way as well.
So there will be a lot of different activities and dates to look out for over the summer. So please do just keep an eye on your emails for important updates because everything will be sent there. And it's just to ensure that you are ready to get started in September. Over the summer, the timetable will be published. This is usually by the end of August. This will show you your lecture times for your compulsory modules, but it won't show you your seminars or your classes and your optional modules. You can then choose your optional modules and complete your registration when student enrolment opens. And if you do have a preference for optional modules, we do recommend selecting these early just because some popular modules can fill up really quickly. So it's just to ensure you're getting where you want to be. You'll also need to upload a photo for your student ID card, and you'll also be able to sign up for seminars or labs in September, a few weeks before the start of teaching on the 14th of September. Again, just keep an eye out for this because popular times can fill up quickly as well. And just before you start, you'll also complete modules through our student learning services, and these are known as Stirling Essential modules. These are just designed to introduce you to our learning environment, which is called Canvas, and it also gives you an insight into academic reading, writing, and how to get the most out of our library facilities.
Okay, so the next bit is kind of about Freshers Week. We tend to call that Welcome Week at the University of Stirling, and that's very much kind of your introduction to kind of everything. Generally, Welcome Week, alongside sort of the pre-sessional events, take place alongside your first classes as well. Always recommend, even as a mature student, you attend lots of things, kind of social mixers, go to the societies fairs, go to the sports fairs, especially if you're commuting onto campus. Because obviously as a commuting student, you might not sort of have that inbuilt automatic friendship group that you might have, say, if you're staying in accommodation. I'd always recommend to go along to these mixes if at all possible. There is always one for mature students, which is run by our student union. There's also separate ones for things like care experience students, as well as students who require accessibility as well. As well as those events run by the student union team, there's also degree program inductions as well. Definitely always go to those as well. They tend to be kind of informal events. Maybe there's sort of some stalls you can sort of chat to supervisors and lecturers about what's maybe upcoming in that degree program, but it also gives you an opportunity to meet other people on your degree, take part in icebreakers. On my degree program, we did a quiz. I'm pleased to say we won that quiz. And then we got freebies like a water bottle and stuff. So if you enjoy a freebie, always go to the Welcome Week events.
In terms of practical matters for over the summer, it is important to remember there'll be lots of things to do once you start your course. So just making sure that you're sort of confident and sort of ready to start that programme is the most important thing for you to do over that summer. It will be obviously a bit of a break from you and a celebration from your access course as well. So do make sure to make the most of that free time as well. In terms of applying for a parking permit, you can do that once you've enrolled on the programme.
Yes, parking permits open at the beginning of August.
Yep, so you can apply for those in sort of the August period. There is an expectation that is paid up front, but it is still cheaper across the whole year to have a parking permit if you're on campus for more than sort of once a week. So even though it is an upfront expense, we would recommend booking onto that just for the most cost-effective way of parking on campus. You can also register for a rail card as a full-time student. So you might wish to sign up for 16 to 25 rail cards, regardless of age, if you are starting a full-time programme and you are thinking of commuting to university. The other things as well, just to bear in mind, is that you'll need to set up your ID card when you're completing enrolment, so getting your picture ready for that as well. We would recommend getting a passport style photo ready, but it doesn't need to be a formal passport photo. It can be a photo taken on your phone as long as it's clear and it shows your likeness and it's a clear photo of your face without any sort of obscuring sort of details or lighting, etc. You don't need to go to the lengths of getting a professional passport photo taken, but you can just take that on your phone. So we would recommend doing that because you do complete the enrolment online, so you can upload that photo once you've got access to that. Sort of completing sort of the registration side of enrolment over the summer is something that we would recommend sort of doing as soon as it opens. As we said earlier, just keeping an eye on your emails is really important. If you have used a college email address to apply for UCAS, it is worth getting in touch with us as well, just to make sure that we have up-to-date contact details for you if you do lose access to your college email address once you complete your course, but before you start your university degree as well.
Okay, so just to give you an overview on our campus and our facilities that we've got on offer. So the University of Stirling is located on a parkland campus just north of Stirling City Centre. This does mean that all of our facilities are located in one purpose-built site, with continued investment going into the campus. Stirling is also known as an incredibly safe and welcoming student city. The campus is easily accessible by public transport. We do have the train station in Stirling City Centre, but we do also have another train station in Bridge of Allen, both within walking distance to the campus. We've also got our Unilink bus service, which runs from Stirling train station throughout the day to and from the campus, and there's also night buses available as well, so ensuring that students are always getting home safely to their accommodation. There is parking on campus, as Amy mentioned, but it can be quite limited, and you'll also need to register for a parking permit. If you're on campus more than a few times a week, it's probably the most cost effective is to get a permit, but you can also pay as you go if you would prefer as well. All of this information can be found on our website as also. So it's about a 45 to 60 minute walk from Stirling City Centre, and we do also have the bike hire scheme in Stirling as well, with free memberships and a 30-minute per ride free as well. On our campus, we've got two main buildings for learning and teaching. So we've got the Cotterill building and we've got Pathfoot as well. In these buildings, you'll find our lecture theatres, our seminar rooms, our laboratories, and our computer labs. Our clinical skills suite for nursing and paramedic science is located in our Pathfoot building, and this includes our virtual reality suite to simulate environments that you might encounter on placements or in practice if you're going on the likes of our nursing or paramedic science programmes. In our library, you'll find our study zones. We've got that you can lend books, we've got individual spaces for group study, and there's also different zones. So some of the zones are complete silence, ranging to a bit where you can do group work as well. There's facilities for printing, and all of our students do have access to Microsoft programs as well, either on your own device or a loan laptop from the university. Stirling is known as Scotland's University for Sport and Excellence, and we do encourage all students to make the most of the facilities on campus. Our facilities are ranked first in the UK and second in the world, and our sports centre does have an Olympic-sized swimming pool. A full programme of fitness classes and programmes are available, and a fully equipped gym. We do also over 50 different sports clubs that you can get involved in. This is if you are playing at athletic level, or even if it's just a casual sport, we would encourage you to get involved in these clubs just to try out a new sport. The campus environment is a great place to study, but it's also a great place to live and spend time. In the campus, we've got different cafes and eateries, we've got a theatre, a cinema, and we've also got the McRobert Arts Centre as well. On the campus, we do also have the Stirling Court Hotel. And if you've not visited the university yet and you do fancy coming along, we do run campus tours throughout the week, and you might want to consider booking onto one of these to get to see the campus for yourself.
In terms of Alana briefly touched on it, but we do have over 130 clubs and societies for you to choose from at Stirling, made up of about 50 sports clubs and about 80 societies. I, as a student, would always really, really, really encourage you to get involved in at least one. It's kind of a really good idea to have something outside of your degree to focus on, rather than just everything kind of revolving around your studies. There's a whole range for you to choose from. Alana did mention some of our sports clubs, but there's everything from football and rugby to archery, fencing. You need never have done any of these sports before for you to give them a go. In terms of societies, me as a student like to split them into a few main groups. So there's maybe the more academic societies that are sort of organised around a specific subject. Maybe there's the paramedic society, history, politics, law. Again, you don't have to do these degrees to take part in those societies. Then you've maybe got the more sort of activist-based societies, often political groups, or a refugee society. Then we've got maybe just the more purely socially orientated ones, made up of things like drama, musical theatre. But then there's also a Disney society, there's Lord of the Rings, there's card games, Dungeons and Dragons, and there's a Taylor Swift society. There's really everything to suit everyone. They run throughout the week, generally in the evenings, most societies, but then some do also take place at the weekend. There's also Mature Student Society as well, which is a new society, and that's just a space for mature students to, get together, play board games, play cards, go for films, etc. So definitely, I would always recommend you join a society or sports club.
Just to add from what Greg said there as well, there is also a programme of events run by the university called the Be Connected programme. So if you are working, or if you have parenting or caring responsibilities and you're not able to make the sort of structured society events, the university and the student union do run a whole calendar of events throughout the day as well, and they are sort of published on our website. So if that is something that you might be interested in without joining sort of a formal society but still getting involved with activities on campus, I would recommend having a look at our Be Connected programme. They do run cultural events such as sort of Lunar New Year. They run sort of different events throughout the year to sort of celebrate the university community. They also run wellbeing events. They have therapeutes on campus, and these can be booked individually, but they are encouraged to bring students together. So if you find that you don't necessarily have the time to join a society, but you still want to get involved with social activities on campus, it is worth looking at that programme, because they do run on a more ad hoc basis, and you can come and go as you please to those events, and there'll always be other students there taking part as well.
If you have done the SWAT programme, the question, are you ready for uni? The answer is definitely an unequivocal yes. You have shown that you can manage your time. While doing a SWAT programme, you will absolutely be ready for the level of work required in your first year. I will say, make sure you also do the Prep for HE modules available on the SWAT West website. They are really, really, really helpful. You only realise how helpful they are and how useful they are when you're in your first year, and never be afraid to go back and look at them. But absolutely, you are ready for uni if you have done a SWAT West programme.
The other thing to point out as well is, in your first year, in many degrees, there is a degree of flexibility. So if you do start your programme and you ever have any queries, you'd like to change your subject area, or if you would like to sort of discuss your concerns with an advisor, this is where your personal tutor will come in. If you have any questions about sort of the subjects you're studying, if you would like to change, or you're not too sure, or you'd like to sort of build your confidence, then your personal tutor is there as a point of contact for any queries about your student programme, your modules, etc. So do make the most of that wider support. But as Greg said, the course with SWAP is designed really well for you to progress onto higher education. We have sort of students every year coming from SWAP and other access programmes into the university. The SWAP programme aligns really well to the first year of our programme. So please sort of be proud of your achievements in your SWAP course. You've done incredibly well. You've been made an offer. We believe in you. So please believe in yourself as well.
Yeah. And if ever you are ever stuck with anything, whether it's academic, personal, always make sure to reach out for help. There is loads of help there. As Amy's mentioned and Alana have mentioned, all the student support services that are available. So definitely you will be fine. You will be great. But always, if you are ever struggling, reach out early.
As we said at the start, if you've got any questions after watching this session and you think you'd like to chat to us in a bit more detail, you can drop us an email. So our email address is wp@stir.ac.uk, and you can access that from our website, where you'll find information for access and adult maternal students as well. So if you think of anything else after watching this session, or you've got a more sort of detailed query or a more personal query, then please get in touch and one of us will be happy to get back to you.